All right. So there was a coffee cup left in Game of Thrones. It's real. HBO has responded. And there's also a Spotify playlist from the showrunners, David and, well, D&D, what I call them. I don't know their name. David and something. Dan. Anyway, there is a Spotify playlist where they say that the ending of Game of Thrones is hidden in the playlist. And I've got some opinions on this. I got a couple opinions to tell you about when it comes to this. So let's start with the coffee cup. There is a Starbucks cup in the most expensive, complicated, complex, giant, biggest show ever made. There's a coffee cup sitting in front of the Dragon Queen while she's angrily looking at Jon Snow be harassed by Tormund. I think, yeah, Tormund Giantsbane. About him riding a dragon and celebrating the victory and, you know, all the good stuff there that happened. She's angry. She's pissed. And there's a Starbucks cup. Now, HBO responded and said, yes, this was a mistake. It wasn't product placement. It also wasn't what a lot of fans tried to say was a way to generate hype for the show and get more people talking about it. I don't think this would have helped. This definitely is just harmful. Although I can see why people made that excuse, because how could this get past the actors, the cameramen? How could it get past the editors, the people that watch the show in the end? Well, this show is more tightly locked down than most others, so it's possible that in their rush and their haste, and maybe because a lot less people saw the final season to keep leaks from getting out, maybe that's why this happened. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, this has caused a split in Game of Thrones. A lot of people think that the fan base literally is split because some people think that this is all rushed, that D&D ran out of material in the books right around season 5, which it does seem we know they did. They started to pass the books, so they didn't have that laid out step-by-step thing from George R.R. Martin, the man who wrote the entire story that we see, and they had to start going to him and getting general plot points. So isn't that weird? Because when they were making content and they had the books to back up the content, we all know that they would focus on the smallest detail, and they would really get us invested in these characters by showing all these tiny interactions. Well, they had the book to go off of. And what happened when they ran out of book material? We started seeing a more broader show. We started seeing a show where they showed the bigger points, a lot of time passed between scenes, most likely because they were meeting with George, and George was giving them all of the last 3 seasons crammed into this small thing. So I think it made D&D say to themselves, we don't want to mess this up. Let's end this as quickly as possible. And it makes sense. Let's do a spinoff, because they basically could they could get to write. They'll be in creative control of a spinoff, but they're really not in creative control of this. They're always going to be judged against George R.R. Martin. And I think that means that we have a spinoff that's going to be more similar to the last 3 seasons, especially maybe the last season, than we will see a spinoff that has that characteristic of George R.R. Martin's writing and interaction and plot and detail and foreshadowing, the thing that makes us love this show. Either way, I do love Game of Thrones, and as much as I am disappointed in D&D butchering the entire thing because they want to rush through, as you can see, there's some clues to this. Then again, I do love it, and I do want to, is there any other way to do it? I'm going to read the books is what I'm going to do. I really will. Now, the Spotify playlist is right here. Game of Thrones, The End is Coming. It's a Spotify playlist made by D&D. And they announced to the community, inside this playlist is the end of Game of Thrones. It's definitely hidden there. They say after we watch Season 8, we could go back to this playlist and listen to it, and we will see exactly what they were talking about. So I've listened to... I already know many of the songs on the playlist. I'll be completely honest with you. Well, let me just read through some of them. I'll give you my thoughts as we go, and I'll tell you what I think after listening to some of these. By the way, I might do another video and tell you exactly where I think it's hidden, but I need to listen to a little more before I go there. Sleep Now in the Fire by Rage Against the Machine. Her Black Wings by Danzig. Hey, they do have good taste in music, man. They got Danzig up there. Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. The End by The Doors. Pretty obvious. Gift, or Girl from the North Country with Johnny Cash. I've never heard that song. It's a great song. Mama Ken from Guns N' Roses. Seven Nation Army from the White Stripes. I mean, come on. Of course you're going to add Seven Nation Army. Howlin' for You, the Black Keys. War from Grandson. Let Me Live, Let Me Die from Des Rocks. I don't know how to say that one. Flogu Frel Saren from, I don't even ask. Can't Stop the Bleeding. Fire. Bottom of the Deep Blue Sea. Oh. That's a song that's put in there because of what happened yesterday, where the dragon died and sank to the bottom of the sea. Wave of Mutilation. Wolf Like Me. Power. Kanye West. That's weird. It's a little bit of a different song here. Let's Have a War from Fear. Power. Listen to the Lion from Van Morrison. Cold, Cold, Cold. Cage the Elephant. No One Knows. Queens of the Stone Age. I have to listen to that again. I don't even remember what that one is. Wolves of Winter. Go to War. Little Monster. Burn the Fleet. Burn the Fleet. Pretty obvious. But Thrice is a great band. If you've never heard Thrice, you got to hear that Yellow album that got really popular back in the early 2000s. That's a freaking good album. They are really good at guitar. Really are. Dire Wolf. Devil Spoke. Queen. Cruel. Crown on the Ground. Ooh. Crown on the Ground. Got this little freaking fly pissing me off, man. Hot Blood. War Pigs from Black Sabbath. Okay. Dead Skin Mass Killer Wolf. Anyway, then, as you scroll down, I almost got to the end anyway. But we've got Toxicity from System of a Down. Eating seeds as a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city. And what's the chorus? Disorder, disorder, between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere. Disorder, disorder. As I've listened through these songs, basically, I kind of get an idea of what's going to go on. And an early prediction, I do think they're telling us that Daenerys Targaryen is going to die. But I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to listen to more of these, and I'll do another video updating you on the ending. Because they say that the ending is in this playlist. So if you want to find the playlist, search Game of Thrones, The End is Coming, Spotify. It'll come right up. Thanks for watching. I'm UNIRock. Like and subscribe. This is my third channel, the UNIRock Archive. So if you want to subscribe to my other channels, I do more content there and edited content, actually, also. UNIRock 2 and UNIRockTv. Thanks for watching. You can support me on Patreon, and I'll see you guys next time.